Anyways, today what I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about is life balance. And some of this may be kind of like no duh, because it seems very simple. It's one of those obviously easier said than done, and it's also something that takes a lot of discipline. And so what we need in order to maintain that courage and to maintain the strength to keep up something, keep up good routines, keep up new good habits, we need a support system around us. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And sometimes what happens is when we've spent so much time meeting other people's needs, we haven't developed the muscle of being able to check in with ourselves and know what we want. What makes you feel good? And we don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know what direction I'm heading in. I don't know what makes me feel good. The source of gratification has always come from helping someone else or pleasing someone else, and I haven't had a chance to check in. You know, it gets built into our identity, and it also gets built into our self-esteem. We really question our own decision making because and this is the privilege we had having someone else always make the definitive choices for us, and we just had to follow through on those choices. Was we didn't get very good at making those choices for ourselves. We didn't have to check in with ourselves. We didn't have to have that metacognition about our own thinking and our own desires and that type of thing. It almost in a way is a scapegoat. So I'm going to throw a couple of questions at you guys. I use this in what's called a RAP plan, a wellness recovery action plan. I'm going to look at 5 categories. I want to look at family. What's your relationship with your family? What are your boundaries like with your family? Friends, work and school, spirituality, whether that means you're going to church or you just have some kind of practice of self-care, your body, how are you taking care of your body, and your mental health. The starting point is finding out what you're like when you are well in these, and not just in general, in these 5 categories. Am I well physically? Am I well in my relationships with my friends? Am I well in my relationship with family? Am I well in my own self-care? Am I really doing a good job taking care of myself? And it's never going to be perfect. We're always in flux. We're always trying to get back to equilibrium and that neutral state of balance. And so we're always kind of like this. We're never going to be here. But what we don't want is to be like this, right? We want to be like this, and it's a little more controllable. And so sometimes what happens is when we're here, we can't just jump to here. We have to jump a little lower and get back to here. And then sometimes something happens in life, a death in the family, a loss of a job, and we jump into flux in all of these categories. So these are the 5 categories we want to be thinking about. And I notice a lot of times when I'm working with clients or friends, family, myself, we forget about certain categories too. Like, oh, that category isn't important, but I don't understand why I'm having such a hard time in life. All of these categories are so important.